Hi everyone, today I am talking about the film Good Will Hunting, which was directed by Gus Van Sant. The film follows Will Hunting, a 20-year-old who undergoes an evolution in his personality and lifestyle after receiving the help from Gerald Lambeau, an MIT professor, and Sean McGuire, a community college professor. The film has a casual plot, as there is a linear progression Will takes on throughout the film. The exposition is Will being shown as a janitor at MIT and is also shown to be extremely smart after solving one of the problems left behind by the professor, which was said to take about a week to solve. As a result, the professor wants to help Will get out of his current situation and push its potential further. The inciting incident is where Gerald makes a compromise with Will's judge to let him free as long as he has a weekly check-in with him, as well as receiving counseling from a therapist. The rising action is when Will meets Skylar in a Harvard bar and really likes her, but doesn't know what to do or what he truly wants as he's conflicted internally with his past trauma. The climax is when Will pushes Skylar away and both professors get into a disagreement, as the future of Will is left up in the air as both their ideals begin to conflict. The following action results in both professors making up and forgiving each other, and Sean finally making a breakthrough through Will, and finally giving him the help he's always needed, as well as the motivation to go back to Skylar and make things work out. The overall theme and message of the film includes getting past trauma and how it affects those around us, and what happens when we decide to handle it in the incorrect way, which is seen with Will in the relationship he has with everyone. It also includes conquering our fears and accepting what happens in our lives and how we can move past it, which is shown with Will and Sean at the end of the film. Lastly, it includes taking responsibility for your relationship and life, which is seen with Will as he finally takes responsibility for the things he has done with everyone, as well as including Gerald, and Gerald himself learns that he is supposed to foster those to have a better future and not force them down a path similar to his. The set design of the film is deceiving, just like Will's personality, as it appears well put and upkept, but it's a mess inside. For example, Sean's office in the Harvard bar, mirroring his smart, confident look, while on the inside he is lonely and scared. The opposite is said with Will's house, as it seems full on the outside, but the interior is empty, just like how he is. The MIT University is thought to give the appearance that this is one of the best schools, but in reality it's not much different than any other school, which shows the stark contrast between Will and Gerald, as they come from different backgrounds and one being more highly sought after, but Will outclasses him at the end. The construction site is also used to show Will is slowly destroying the walls he has put up, allowing him to finally let people into his life completely. For costume design, each character has something that represents them. For example, Will and his friends aren't exactly the wealthiest, and as a result, most of their clothes are old and faded. Gerald wears something that makes him stand out, for example, his scarf, showing him that he's higher in class, which is possibly made out of cotton to further support this. But it also gives him a false sense of power, and near the end, it is removed after Will is shown to be smarter than him and outclasses him in every way. Skylar is also shown to be a somewhat fancy student, as she wears more like suits and dresses, but also wants to be simple and unique, which adds that spin to her. Lastly, there's a wide variety of camera angles used throughout the film. For example, there are eye-level shots used to enhance the emotions each of the characters are feeling at the time. Hand shots are also used to include each character and to also witness how they react in each scene. Close-ups and extreme close-ups are used with Will and Skylar to make the feeling more intimate between them and to also immerse the audience more, feeling like they are there with them. Lastly, up shots were used when Gerald is on the floor after Will burns the paper with the math proof, as he sees Will as a higher power and feels vulnerable.